we are about to head down to the caravan again, and here is a whole load of the stuff that I somehow still need to fit in there. I mean, this is easy, that goes on the spare wheel, but yeah, this is just some of the things that just took, it's surprising how much space they take. But we're going to give it a go. I've got these because I want a variety of different tubs so that I can, if I need to move things about and I want to use them for storage, I can. But this isn't all I've got. This is a barrier spray, so I'm going to be using that around the caravan as well. But yep, there's stuff in all of here as well, which is mostly clothes and shoes. That's what we're going to do now. You ready, Scout? Yeah. Hello everyone, and welcome again to the caravan. I've got Scout just here with me, and we are at the caravan storage place in the caravan to fit all that stuff that was in the car in here. It's very warm. It's been a couple of 28-degree days, so I've got the fans going and the vents are open as well above me to try and get some air circulating, and it's starting to cool down. But what we've got to do today is fit a carload of stuff into spaces that don't exist. So it's going to be fun. Believe it or not, I've actually got more clothes, but it's not clothes like it's swimwear. So I've got to sort my swimwear out. I'm thinking I'm going to use some, because I've got my swimwear and my winter wear, like hats, scarves and stuff, in this cupboard here. So I'm thinking that I'm going to lost my train of thought there. I think I'm going to put those things into travel cubes, and then, because they're not things that I'm going to need to use all the time, because I know a lot of people do use travel cubes for all of their clothing, and I understand that if there's two of you, you would need to do that, and you'd need to have half the amount of clothes at least that I have. But privileged position, and that's good, because I actually think it would do my head in, and I struggle to hang clothes up and put clothes away when they're just in a drawer. I know my strengths and weaknesses and if I had to put everything into one of those every time, I think it would get messy very quickly. So, but those things are things that you only have out on occasion. So gonna do that. I do now have an empty cupboard down here, and I also have another one that's basically empty, but it's just got something for traveling at the moment down here, and that's going to be helpful because I've brought with me, I'd say toiletry stuff, but it's things like makeup and my hair. My goodness, my words are not working today, are they? My hair clippers and things like that. So I'm hoping that those items will fit into those. I also have my jewellery. I don't have a lot of jewellery, but I've got a little bit. I've got a place where I'm hoping to put that. But other than that, it's kind of working out where things can go, where there's already stuff. So wish me luck. I will let you know how it goes. Okay, so I've emptied the bathroom cupboard in here. There you go. And got out of the box here all the little things, because apparently I like testers and little things. So yep, just thought I would show you some of the process. Fun. I got a fan down here facing towards the bed and up on me, and then there's this fan here which is a neck fan for me, but I put it on Scout, but she moved away from it, so she's obviously okay. Panting, but okay. The toiletry box is empty, and I've managed to fit it all in here. So I've taken things off of here and reorganised that as well. And then what I've done is this little thing here actually fitted into here, but not with the height of things. So it slits in there nicely, and I'm hoping that using the tap will prevent it from going flying while I'm driving. But basically everything in here, that nearly all cleansers, right the way up to here, that's all cleansers. And then we've got a toner and a couple of serums. So that's kind of all similar stuff, so I've put that there. And then in here, a lot of this is for when I have blonde hair or if I'm dyeing my hair and things like that. So I figured I don't use this sink because it's easier to use the kitchen sink. So I've put those things in there, they're stored. This bin only goes up here for traveling. It's usually in the kitchen. So fingers crossed, that will work. And then in here, I filled it. So this is all my nail stuff, my foot care stuff and my shaving stuff, moisturizers and creme de corps. That's another serum, but it's, oh, there you go, but it's too big to put in there. Dry shampoo and dry conditioner. And then I've got toothpastes in there with toothbrushes on the top because I'll have my electric toothbrush. And this is a little bit of powder for a facelift. So that is my toiletry stuff done. How you going, Scout? You being a good girl? Yes, you are. You're a good girl. I've just got my toolkit out ready to try and mend the strut that I showed you the other day. But as you can see, said strut is already mended. So despite Googling lots of options of how to tighten the strut so that I could fit it back on, I was actually just able to push the bed up high enough that I was able to just pop it back on. So I didn't even get a chance to open my toolkit, let alone turn the camera on. But just thought I'd show you, strut's mended. Also, piled in the shoes that were in there. And also, because, you know, lady can never have too many shoes, more shoes. Again, a bit like my clothes, I know I have too many, I will sort them after. Part of what was in this large Kmart bag on the back seat was 4 of these, which have got my undies in. So I've just been able to swap these 4 for those 4. So that is something there. Now, an issue I kind of flagged the other day I might have is I don't have anywhere at the moment for my bras. So what I'm thinking is, at the moment, bedding is literally shoved in there. But to fold my bedding and put it into one of my packing cubes, because underneath the bed there's a little bit of space. However, I'm also hoping to, not this one, but this dressing gown, to put that also under there. So I don't know if it will fit, but I'm going to give it a go. And here's my huge pile of swimwear, hats, gloves, scarves, etc., which I need to try and fit all into this cupboard up here, which is surprisingly roomy, but yeah, time to get to work. What do you mean excessive? Moi? Okay, I've managed to clear this cupboard that had the bedding in it. However, that's in part because, oh, hello, you moved. I realised that most of it was the bedding and there's none on the bed at the moment. So because it's currently summer, the duvet is going to be way too hot. So I've put that into a vacuum seal bag, which I've managed to squeeze in down there. The only issue is I can still hear the air coming out of it. So I need to get a new vacuum seal bag that's big enough. But it does fit in there vacuum sealed. I just need a bag that works. It has meant that I've had to take my robe that I'd put in there out, but I've put it into one of these and I'm going to chuck it at the back of that wardrobe. I've got a top sheet and 2 pillowcases and a bottom sheet. I'm probably going to leave this on, even though it's quite warm, because it's like a sheepskin topper, because it does make the bed really comfortable. But I actually have a dog's bed gel cooling thing, which I'm planning to put under the sheet anyway, because they work really well. So doesn't really matter that I have this, it'll just offer a bit more comfort. And I now have somewhere for my bras. It's all working out, Scout. Yeah, it's all working out. The other thing that I've put away and used a cupboard that I didn't plan to is down here for my other little nook and cranny down here. Now, I had hoped to leave this for my hairdryer and straighteners. Now, I'm not sure if the hairdryer would fit in there anyway, because it's in a little case, which it doesn't have to stay in, but I had nowhere to put this stuff, which is like just some cotton wool at the top there, but like flannels, there's some face masks, all sorts of just odds and ends for makeup and that in there. But definitely fit my straighteners still in there, and I may, because there's a little bit of height, if I take it out the box, be able to fit my hairdryer in. So we will see about that. Oh, there we go, close that one. This is my towels. It's a mess in there, but they fit, so who cares? There'll of course be one on the back of the door as well, but that's the one I'm using at the moment. And Scout's towels are kept by the door because that's where we need them. Now, yes, I know that's another pair of trainers, and those who are eagle-eyed may have noticed those, which I've been wearing today. Really need to sort my trainers out. I didn't actually, there were 2 pairs in here that I didn't actually realise I had, so they're probably the ones that are going to go. Scout's ready to go. And we've almost finished. I did get rid of a few items, a couple of hats, there's another one in there as well, and a swimming, throwing over the top thing. So that's good. I've managed to do that. I think I've managed, I haven't started this box yet, but the other stuff I've managed to find places for everything, so happy with that. Oh yeah, no, I've still got to find a place for that. And those things, I know where they're going. They're going in that cupboard and things like that. They're all kitcheny bits in there. All right, well, we're getting somewhere, Scout.